Hello lovelies and welcome back to my channel. I know it's been a long time once again, but I'm busy. So we have a really important full moon coming up on Friday. It's super mystical and will increase psychic abilities, a lot of emotions, a lot of magic. It's Friday 13th. It's right before the beginning of autumn. Many of us, depending on where you are living, can already sense the energy and the magic of autumn already. So what I'm going to do today is give you some information on how to perform a spell that will increase your psychic abilities and invoke the power within while enhancing your magic and the magic of the season and of this particular day. It also has a protective mechanism for those who may have some superstition that is negative for Friday 13th, even though it is a positive and powerful day. So this spell will give you the confidence to expand your abilities and manifest, increase divination abilities, and open your third eye, become more intuitive and powerful. And it's really great to do if you're planning on another spell on the full moon, to do this before, to increase that ability and to also increase your confidence so that there's like an extra boost to any spell or divination that you might be wanting to do on this upcoming full moon. Do not rush while doing this spell. Really take your time so that you can really embrace and take in as much energy as possible. It should be done solitary, so this is a plus. It's really great for the solitary witches. If you are going to do it with someone else, try and find somebody that has the opposite energy of you, and that means someone that's more masculine or more feminine. So if you're somebody that's kind of neutral, there's always a little more of one. So try and find someone that has that same balance, because you're gonna need like a yin and yang type effect with this spell if you are involving another person. Otherwise, it is best to do by yourself. So if you are in a coven and you guys have something planned for the full moon, maybe do this particular spell prior to leaving to join your coven. So what you're gonna need, wine, or if you don't drink, juice, but otherwise wine, chalice or a glass, incense, mist, or oil in a sense of like frankincense or clove. If you do have oil, that would be great to be able to use on the candles that I'm going to state in a minute. Otherwise, you can use sage to use in the spell as well. A deep purple or even indigo cloth will be needed. Of course, your ritual bell, or if you have a chime instead. The candles that I mentioned, you're going to need 3 of them. You're going to need a purple one, an orange one, and a white one. If you don't have orange, gold should be fine. If you don't have purple, black should be fine. But purple, if you go back to my beginner's candle magic video, you'll see why these 3 are important. Okay. If desired, after the spell, please bring along the tarot cards, the runes, pendulum, crystals, herbs, whatever things you're using for a future spell or divination along with you. But again, if you are planning on joining your coven later on, you don't really need anything else besides that. So when you're doing this, of course, you're going to be opening a circle, but the way that you're going to set this up is everything's going to be facing north. So the spell is going to be done facing north, and you're going to want a triangle, essentially, in the way that everything's placed. But your 3 candles need to be in a row right in front of you, with the purple being in the left, the orange being in the middle, and the white on the right. And then you can have like your wine and chalice and crystals that you may use, or your incense and everything else that I mentioned, in making that a triangular fashion. Of course, put it on the purple cloth. If you are going to be using crystals within this spell, you are probably going to want amethyst or moonstone. If you don't have either of those, a regular clear crystal quartz or even a smoky quartz will be fine. So of course, however you cast your circle, do that first. Then you're going to do the setup in the fashion that I mentioned. You can include music, because music does increase our connection and can lift our energies and make us more susceptible for a spell to be working, depending on how you are, how sensitive you are to music. If you are going to do so, find something that is transcending, meditative, or just tends to increase your energy. So whatever that might be. For some, it just might be nice, soothing, meditative music in the background. Some, it could be like Nordic music or Celtic pagan music, whatever it is that helps you to feel empowered and to feel strong. But make sure to get rid of any other distractions. So before you start the spell, once you have everything set up, you're going to want to state this. So I willingly open my mind to the growth of my true psychic abilities, and I am invoking my powers within to enhance my life for good and positive purposes. Surround me with the vibrations and protection that are required to reach my full psychic and intuitive potential. And then afterwards, you can say, mote it be, or and so it is, or blessed be, whichever you prefer. And then to actually perform the spell, you will light your candles. Of course, never directly, please don't directly use a lighter. I know some people do because they don't have matches or anything else to use, but you can have another candle within your circle that is just to be able to light those. And I recommend that too when you're making your circle and you're lighting your candles at the north, east, west, and south locations, that you have either a match or a candle that you may have lit with a lighter to transfer that flame. So light your candles, and then ring your bell once. Say, I hear and sense the power. If you are doing it with somebody else, the person that has more feminine energy should be the one to ring the bell at this moment. Then you sip your wine and say, I can taste the power. And then in this particular instance, the person that has more of the masculine energy will drink first and say, I taste the power, and then pass it. Then you are going to light your incense or your sage, or if you have a mist or an oil, you're going to put that around you. But again, it'll be preferable if it is an incense or a smudge stick. But the incense is best because it can stay stationed and less likely to burn out. Again, frankincense, clove, myrrh, something of that nature. When you light that, take in a big whiff and smell that and say, I smell the power. Again, if you're doing it with someone else, the person with the more feminine energy should be the one to light the incense and say it first. Now you're going to take a big, slow, deep breath, ring the bell 3 times, close your eyes, and just take it all in, and then slowly open them and say, I see the power. Then you will take the cloth, and if you do have a big enough purple cloth where you did lay the stuff on it, take an edge of it. If you only had a small piece of purple cloth, you just hold it into your hands and say, I feel the power. If there are 2 people, both should take an end. If it is a larger piece that you have everything laid upon, and each take an end. If it's just a small piece, each of you should have your own. And then afterwards, again, ring the bell 3 times. Then say, with earth, air, wind, and fire, my strength increases much higher. I invoke the power here tonight. I hear the call. It is my right. If you are alone, stand up and reach your arms to the sky. If you do have an athame or a wand that you use in your rituals, you can hold that up as well while you're taking it in. If there are 2 of you, hold hands and stretch out to the sky. Again, if there is an athame or wand involved in the ritual that you use, have it in between, like while you're holding hands, both be holding it. And so when you're doing that, you say, I am the power and I am powerful. Then you just take a few minutes or however long you need to fully feel it. Feel the vibrations, take it in, listen to what's being given to you, listen to what is in your head, sense yourself, feel your feet rooting into the ground, and feel the energy taking over you. Once you feel that it's in you and you feel powerful and confident and strong, take a few big breaths and then say, all for good, harm to none. Now the spell is done. Thank the goddesses and gods, or if you just use goddesses, say that, or if there's a preferred god and goddess or goddess, thank them, since it is a full moon, and if you use a particular moon goddess, you can thank them, or just say the goddess of the moon. Then after that, create some statement, affirmation, chant, whatever you want to refer to it as, that has to do with the spell you just did or what you just felt. You can wait until you have been doing the spell and what you feel in the energy, and make a quick statement. Say it 3 times over that has to do with the power, confidence, and psychic abilities, or all 3, and what you really want personally from this spell. And afterwards, after you do that, ring the bell 9 times, and then say, blessed be, and so it is, or mote it be, whichever you prefer. Then extinguish the candles. Do not blow them out. If you have something that you use during your rituals to burn out candles, use it then. Have that with you as well. If you have to, you can blow them out, but afterwards squeeze the tip of the wick, okay? And then release the spell. Do not focus anymore on what your intent was, okay? Release it into the universe, to the goddesses, to the ground, to the earth. Take another sip of wine, and then take some time to sit still facing north. If you have music playing, take in the music. Reflect upon the power that you have just taken in, or meditate, journal, whatever it is, still in your circle. Reflect, meditate, journal on the energy that you now possess and what it's going to do for you. So now, after that, you can either follow it with another spell that you have all the materials for within there, another full moon ritual that you may do. You can do any form of divination. So if you had your tarot or whatever in there, go ahead and do it, because now you do have an increased boost of magic. So otherwise, close your circle, and if you do plan on joining your coven, if you're in one, go ahead, or go upon your day if you are not doing anything else otherwise. But now you should have an increase in psychic abilities. So that spell originally came from a book called Moon Spells, but I have done it myself. I changed it a little bit to work for myself. As with any spell, you can change things a little bit, especially if you're a more experienced witch. You can change it to how you feel, or if you think that there is a crystal or an incense or an oil that might be best for you. Again, back to when I mentioned the oil, if you're going to put it on your candle, do it prior to performing the spell. If you are a new witch and don't know which direction the oil should be put on your candle, go back to my beginner's candle magic video. So, and if you don't know what other kind of spells you should be doing on the full moon, or don't have like a full moon ritual that you do, I do have a beginner's moon video as well, moon cycle video, that talks about the type of spells that you do at each phase of the moon, or when it's best to. So that's it. I'm sorry for my voice. I'm getting over being a little sick. I hope you all enjoyed that. If you have any questions or comments, please post below. I personally also, I should add some herbs to my candles when I dress them for any spell. So when I perform this spell, I use mugwort and I can't speak. I use some mugwort, and then I use some sage that I blend together, and then I put a little bit on there as well. So that's just me. But I typically put the mugwort on the purple, and then the mixed blend on the orange and white. So, and I put some wormwood sometimes with the purple. So, I hope you enjoyed this. I love you all. Check out my shop. Remember, I make custom spells, custom witches spells. I do tarot readings. I make custom of my other products like bath bombs, essential oil blends, or ritual oils for aches and pains, other ailments. I only have like probably 1/10 of my product collection on my store. Some of my smudge sticks are available now, and one of my loose smudges is available now, and all Samhain products are out now as well. And through personal order only, not from the shop, but through PayPal or Zelle, you can get a limited Samhain box that's over $75 worth, but you get it for much cheaper. But you can contact me by my email that is in the information below. So hopefully you still enjoyed this video, though I'm a little ill. But all right, do not take advantage of this full moon. Use its power. All right, love you all and blessed be.